also been many cases in which the possessed dies under the hands of an exorcist when the ceremony somehow goes awry. For example, in Romania, a priest and 4 nuns stood trial in the death of a novice nun. The young woman died after being tied to a wooden cross and gagged with a holy vestment in a failed attempt to drive the devil out of her. The novice nun was also being medically treated for schizophrenia at the time. In response to such appalling incidents of faith, the Vatican has tried to add a scientific gloss to the exorcism ceremony by offering medical training to priests, including classes taught by mental health professionals who demonstrate that valid medical symptoms can account for things previously thought to be the devil's work. Despite the recent spate of bad publicity, there has also been no public outcry against exorcism, and requests from the afflicted continue to pour in from all over the world. In September of the year 2000, Pope John Paul II performed an impromptu exorcism on a teenage girl after she began screaming insults in a cavernous voice during an audience in Vatican City. The combined efforts of the Pope and his top exorcist, Father Gabriele Amorth, failed to drive the devil out of the young woman. The devil's voice sneeringly laughed from within her as the Pope struggled uselessly to free her. While there had been previous incidents of possession at Vatican City, none were this sensational. The woman had the usual superhuman strength as she struggled violently with Vatican guards. Another Vatican official tried to calm her down, but she began shouting angry insults and speaking in unknown tongues. The Pope himself spoke to her, exorcised her, and stayed with her for about a half an hour. He promised to say a Mass for her the next day in order to liberate her. But the Pope's intervention produced only a temporary relief for the young woman. Her parents said that she had been possessed since the age of 12 as a result of someone putting a curse on her out of hatred for the family. The chief exorcist, Father Amorth, claimed later that the Vatican had subsequently tried to cover up the affair. The young woman was splendid, he said, in terms of purity and goodness, which made her possession by the devil all the more terrible. It moves one to pity, Father Amorth said, to see her suffer so, all bent over and contracted. Father Amorth is currently the Vatican's top practitioner of exorcism, and he wishes they were more like himself, but the Vatican continues to drag its heels in appointing new exorcists in a world increasingly overrun by Satan. Amorth says that the ritual of exorcism begins with Jesus himself casting out devils, and that the rites continue as an integral part of Christianity. He has no problem telling the difference between true cases of possession and those that are merely feigned as a result of some medical malady. The first step in an exorcism is to get the demon to acknowledge its presence, since it is the goal of Satan to remain hidden. Demons are wary of talking, Amorth said, and must be forced to speak. When demons are voluntarily chatty, it's a trick to distract the exorcist. The demon will usually answer the priest in a strange, unnatural voice. If the possessing spirit is Satan himself, he will most often say so. The devil is asked if he is alone, or if there are others with him. There can be anywhere from 2 to 30 evil spirits dwelling within the body, and it is important to quantify the number. The devil is asked when and how he entered the body, and whether the devil was sent there as a result of a curse or a spell. No 2 cases are the same, according to Father Amorth. Some victims spit, some vomit, and some have to be restrained physically by several strong men. The demon will often threaten the priest, saying he will place a serpent between the exorcist's bed sheets or physically eat the priest's heart out of his chest. Father Amorth claims not to be frightened by the devil at such moments, saying his faith in the Madonna and his namesake, the Archangel Gabriel, are his primary weapons and are sufficient to shut the demon up. Throughout recorded history, different societies have treated those believed to be possessed by spirits in a number of diverse ways. In pre-Christian Rome, the possessed were often sent to the Colosseum so that their gruesome deaths might entertain the masses.
The Colosseum was overwhelming pain that just emanated from the torturous, from the absolute torturous and horrific events that occurred there. The blood, all of the killing, and the screams were intense. I had an immense headache just from entering the Colosseum, and the energies were overwhelming. I had to take many times where I would sit down and just try to calm my own thoughts, because I heard too much pain and horror, and the intrigue of traveling through the Colosseum and through the Vatican's courtyard or through the Sistine Chapel drew me in even deeper, and opening up my mind and opening up my heart to them, I was able to get a lot of the feeling as if I was in that era, as if I was alive with them, to feel their pain and to feel their need for someone to connect them to now and to
In
past.
ancient Pompeii, shadowed by the volcano Vesuvius, the possessed were treated with respect and even reverence, as it was thought that the gods had chosen them for a special purpose. To harm or interfere with them in any way would risk bringing down the wrath of the gods.
They communicate through the energies that they leave there, and the impression, the psyche that is left because of the intense nature of their work. Not even just the artwork, but the actual area where they were sitting. You can feel they have left something there of themselves for the next person or the next generation to pick up and then experience for themselves and begin to understand and develop this empathy, this relatedness that will carry the energies for all of our people. And everybody in the world is connected to this, and it's just an immense feeling of reaching out and hearing what they have to say.
In January of 1999, the Vatican issued a revised version of the official rituals of exorcism, the first such updating since 1614. The new rituals, while they do require that modern medicine must be consulted in an effort to help the sufferer, make it very clear that belief in the existence of the devil is not optional for Catholic believers. At a prestigious college in Rome in 2005, a new round of classes began for priests seeking an education in the ways of the devil. The class is part of a Vatican response to the rising interest in Satanism throughout Europe. According to one source, there are 5,000 Italians involved in 650 satanic cults in operation in the country, more than double that number a decade ago. The Vatican is considered to be one of civilization's greatest treasures. A city within a city, a country within a country. A place where the human and the divine almost touch one another. It is a place cloaked in both majesty and mystery. It is a place where the boundaries between myth and fact are often blurred. It is a place that is often seen, but seldom revealed. It is a realm where past and present exist, but never surrenders. The secrets of the Vatican.